G'day guys, welcome back. I'm going to do a little quick swipe for you today with my sheet of plastic that I always use for swipes. Sometimes I cut them up into smaller pieces if I'm doing a different sort of technique, but this is what I use. I got this from Officeworks, so just a stationery store here in Australia. It used to actually be like a document holder, so it had a front and a back and a little flap with a press stud. And I just cut, and so I had two pieces of this, and that's what I'm going to swipe with today. Just on my little piece of card that I use. The links for these are in my Facebook group, in the file section. If you're not already a member, come on and join. Pouring your heart out with Julie Cuts on Facebook. Everyone's welcome to join. Just join as yourself, not as your business though. Now, paints. I have mixed these global paints. Well, actually, I didn't do it. These are leftover paints from my workshop last weekend. The ladies did patchwork swipes. So I've got lots of little bits of paint left over. There's more of the navy because we use that to do the edges of the big canvas. But there's only like maybe a quarter in each cup or a third. So waste not, want not. I'm going to use it up. And look what I found on Amazon. Huge stir sticks. These are the ones I normally use, which are great for this size. But then when you're mixing like a big full cup of paint, and you can only hang on to the very tip, it's very difficult to stir in a big cup. So, ta-da, big cup, big spoons, big stir sticks. So, yep, Amazon, great. So looking forward to using those when I use my big cups. But yeah, the little cups, they're fine to use the little stir sticks in. Okay, enough of that. 40% glue, 60% glue, 40% water, mixed 1.5 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. And so those are all global. I did make up some marked white, and it's also 1.5 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. So it's a little bit thinner. I always have my swipe colour a little bit thinner. The ladies already put silicone oil in these, so I don't need to do any more, add any more of that. So let's get started. As I said, there's not much of each colour left, so I'll just pour out what we have. I don't like my little ribbons to be too thin because the colours just all blend together and you lose each individual colour. So I do like them to be a little bit wider. As in, you're not going to do little thin ones like that because the colour will just get mixed in with the other colour and you won't even notice it. So I'll keep a little bit of that one in case I need some more. And I do want my colours to blend. I've got a little bit of this pale kind of a minty green. And we've got some turquoise. Some dark teal. I've got way too much paint here. And let's do a little pop of lime. Just a little bit, not too much. And then because I want lots of navy, I'm going to go over it again with some more navy. Okay, I've still got some paint left. Right, now leaving a little bit of room at the top for my white swipe colour. I prefer it that way, especially when I'm using white. I don't want to see the colours underneath. Okay, just giving that a bit of a tilt around. Try and leave a little bit more room at the top there. Where's my cloth? Paint all over myself. Okay, yeah, as I said, I don't like having the colour underneath the white. I personally like to have the dark section of the swipe, and then it gets paler and paler and paler. I like that, so just my thing. But if you don't want that, you can, of course, put your colour right up to the edge. Let's pour some white over there. And I'll just tip a little bit off. Make sure it's nice and even. No oil in the white here. Now this bit of plastic's not quite as wide as my card, so I'm just going to swipe through the middle, and then I'll use my little plastic to do the edges. Now when you do this, make sure that you have one foot in front of the other, so that when you're swiping and you get to about here, you're not going to fall over or you're going to stop to readjust your feet. You can just continue back, and then you transfer your weight to your back foot. So weight on your front foot, transfer to your back foot. Oh, and I've put paint in that. I'm going to turn it around. So yeah, make sure you do that before you get started, or you're going to be in all sorts of trouble. Is that clean? I think that's clean. All right, here we go. Just touch your white. Make sure you've got good contact before you start. And off you go. One nice fluid motion. Don't stop halfway, otherwise the plastic will drop down and you'll get a bit of a dent in your little pour there. Alright, so I'm going to use my little one now just to do the edges. And there we go. Oh, I don't really like that line there. Sometimes if you're doing an edge, sometimes the card is better because it's a bit lighter weight. And so it doesn't kind of dig in. Okay. Torching time. So nice and gently with the torch, same as I do when I'm doing my flip cut pours. I don't like to over torch. I still like to have some negative space. I don't like just a mass of cells. So just take your time with your torching. Obviously I'm not going to get any cells right at the top where it's just all thick white. I love doing these swipes with the white over the blues. Reminds me of snow, blizzards. So where the white is thicker, you'll generally get less cells. And then as the white is dispersed over the pour down here, you'll get more cells. This pale green is doing weird things. I don't really like that. This pale green here. Must remember not to use that. It's made with the old Global white paint. And I don't like how it's reacting. But what can you do? Alright, isn't that pretty? So pretty. So we go on the edges here a little bit where I've swiped with my little plastic on the edges there. Make sure I've got some cells there. Trying to leave a little bit of negative space. See, I've torched over these. They come up automatically. They weren't actually cells as such. They were just these I don't know, green blobs that came up. They kind of look like 4-leaf clovers. But now that I've torched over them, getting cells through those. It's just the reaction of the paints together. So trying to leave a little bit of background. Basically just seeing how big these cells are going to get. Because they do keep growing once they've popped up. The thicker your mix, the smaller your cells will be. I do like that. I just don't like that pale green stuff in the middle there. It's kind of spoiling it for me, but the rest of it is just gorgeous. So I will throw you straight in the bin and not use you again. I haven't got any of that light blue left, so I couldn't even go again. I could probably do another one and just with my leftovers, because I've still got some white, I've still got a little bit of the teal, got quite a bit of navy left, so I've still got some lime. Did the lime show through? Oh, a little bit, yeah, a little bit. So yeah, I might do another one with that leftover that I've got. Let me just take you down for a close-up so you can see these gorgeous little cells. They're so pretty. And I'm only up to 11 minutes, so I'll actually just grab another piece of card and we'll go again. But I'll just show you these first because they are really pretty cells. Multicolored, and just got that haze of the white over the background. So pretty. I love that. And I do like how it's gone, you know, the darker section at the top there gets darker with the white, and then it gets paler, 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 paler. And yeah, I just like that. So, but if you don't like that, you can, as I said, put the colour straight underneath the white. See, that's what the green, the pale green's done. So it's kind of gone like 4-leaf clovers. They're not really pretty cells, so I'll just pause this. And we're only up to 12 minutes, so I'll do another one for you. Just hang 10. Okay, you ready for another one? Let's put a piece of paper towel down there. It's kind of come through, but paint's come through. Anyway, and let's go again. I want to keep some navy for the top because I like the navy. What have I got most of? This one. Put some of that down. And a bit of this turquoise. Haven't got a lot of that. Do you guys like doing swipes? I love them. I started when I started pouring 3 years ago. It's what I did swipes. Haven't got much of this one left, so let's just use him up. Haven't done very many lately, I guess. When I did that patchwork swipe recently, let's put some more of the lime in. Oh, it's not actually lime. This one's called banana leaf, I think. Not really lime, but just use everything up. Yeah, the ladies that came and did the patchwork class, they did absolutely amazing patchwork swipes. They're up, the photos are up on the on my Facebook group if you do want to see them. I haven't put them anywhere else, they're just up on my group. But they are so good. Better than mine, the one I did in the video. Admittedly, I did rush. It took me 54 minutes anyway. And it's not really something that you can rush, you know. You do need to take your time get your lines straight. But yeah, they just did absolutely amazing, amazing work. All right, now we'll put the navy on top. Oops, that was a little bit too much navy just there. Use it all up. And I've got a little bit left of this just to break up that navy there that I've put a huge blob of navy there. Okay, that's all of it. I'm being very messy here. Rushing. All right, so that's all the paint used up. I haven't got that pale green in this one. That caused me problems. So just spreading this around now. Might have a bit of a few blobs, I think, from the paint being sitting around for a while. Because I did the class on Saturday and today's Tuesday. So it's been sitting a little bit. So I'm going to take that up. Oops, I don't want to take it too close. So I'm going to push some paint up there. Okay, back to the middle and put down our white again. So it's a bit thinner than the other paints. Just tip some off, make sure it's nice and even. Try and get it as even as possible. Now, I used that side already on the previous pour, so I'm just going to turn it around and use this side. And touch the white. And off you go. Make sure one foot's behind the other. Nice. And, well, you don't have to go fast, but don't go slow either. If you go slow, you tend to wobble and your plastic may drop. If you go too fast, it'll kind of skip and you might lose contact in some areas. So just nice, smooth drag down. That's much better already without that pale green in there. If you wanted to, at this stage before you torch, you could tip, you know, your white off if you particularly wanted to. I don't want to. I like that just the way it is. But I am going to just drag that white down over the edge there. And same here. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, now torch. It's got a lot more green in it, hasn't it? This one's more forest-like. So again, torch nice and high, gently to begin with. I personally don't want clusters. If you want clusters, you can go like that with your torch so that you're getting a lot of heat in one area. You know me, I like my cells to be separate with space around them so they can stay nice and round. I don't want them all bumping into each other and going into triangles and rectangles and weird shapes. I just want them nice and round with some space around them. So that's why I'm torching nice and gently. I will get a little bit closer if I need to. If it's not reacting very much, I'll get a little bit closer, but not straight away. Start up high, see how close you need to get the cells coming up. It's a lot darker, this one, isn't it? Especially down here. Maybe so you can also, if you want to, do your white at the top and then drizzle a little bit of white through the center, just so that you've got some lighter colors down here. but it's still really, really pretty. Just a different look totally to that last one. Getting some cells on the sides there. Again, you won't get any cells right at the top there because it's just plain white. There's no colour underneath it, and that is what I want. Alright, trying to keep a little bit of negative space. I don't want the whole thing filled with cells. And I'm going to leave it there. There. Okay. So you can see that I've still got background. You can see that it's dark in the white there and it gets paler and paler. I guess the other one, because it had that lighter pale turquoise in it, it was a lighter painting. This one's, because I didn't have those light colours left, I only had the darker one, so it is a darker painting, but it's still really pretty. Just run your fingers underneath like that so that you can see where the card ends. Now, can I pick up? No, I can't pick up the other one because it'll probably drip. I'll take you down so you can see both of them. Okay, but I think I probably prefer the first one only because it's a little bit lighter. But I haven't got any of those weird shaped cells in this one. Some gorgeous background. It's more of a green. Pour this one. The other one was definitely more blue. This one's more, oops, I'm going a bit fast. This one's more green. But look at the cells. They are so pretty. I've got multicolored cells. And I've got space between the cells. So they look as if they're just floating in there. And as I said earlier, I don't like my cells to bump into each other because then they lose their round shape. So I do try to keep some background. So that's it there. Looks a little bit darker than the first one. And then the other one is over here. There it is. So I probably prefer that one, even though it's got that pale green there that I don't like. I prefer this one, just because of the colours, and it's got more white over it. So there you go. Well, those were just my little practice pours this morning. Back to this guy. Alrighty, so that's them. Hope you've enjoyed that. And I'll see you for the next video. What will I do? What will I do? Give me some clues as to what you want to see, you guys. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, hey? So you'll get notified every time I do a video if you do want to watch them all. Alright, see you next time. Bye for now.